Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about the Pol Pot era in Cambodia. Okay, Pol Pot was also known as Saleh Sar, and he was a tyrannical ruler of Cambodia. He had an extreme form of left-wing communism, and the country of Cambodia, when he was ruling Cambodia, was had a population of 8 million, and he ruled from 1975 to 1979. Well, during that 4-year span, 1.7 million people were killed in a country that totaled 8 million. So nearly 25% of the country's population was killed. And some of the people that were killed and tortured were some of his biggest supporters. One of the main torture chambers that they used that housed about 14,000 of the prisoners was S21, which is an abandoned secondary school. And the prison's called S21, and now it's a tour site in Cambodia. And if anybody visits Cambodia, I highly recommend that you visit that site. Well, what they would do is they would take people in there, and they would accuse people of belonging to the KGB, because they did not like the Soviet Union. They thought Soviet communism was too conservative for them. Or do you belong to the CIA? A lot of times, his biggest supporters are most people in Cambodia, because the media was so censored and state control, they didn't know who the KGB or the CIA were. But they beat them and tortured them so bad, they had to give a false confession to keep them from getting beat. But a lot of times, they were executed anyway. And some of the rivers and the streams and the creeks near some of the rice fields, some people were executed there on the spot, and sometimes the rivers turn to blood, or the streams and the creeks turn red. So much blood. And it's just a sick situation. Pol Pot also didn't grow up poor. He didn't grow up rich nor poor. He grew up solid middle class. His a middle class peasant family, and his family, while Pol Pot as a child, his name was Saleh Sar, and he did some basic chores around the house, but his family was also able to hire farmhands during harvest season. They were able to hire temporary farmhands during harvest season, and Saleh Sar's, or Pol Pot's father, was able to send him to France to study. And Pol Pot, even though he was in France, and France controlled Cambodia at the time, he from a lot of the other Cambodian students there, he became very radicalized. When he first got there, he was just interested in living life to the fullest and partying, but when he got with these revolutionary students, he supposedly changed. And eventually, he hooked up with a guy named Non Chia, and he wanted Non Chia to rule the country, but Non Chia said that Pol Pot should rule it. And when he became president, that's when he changed his name became ruler of Cambodia. He changed his name from Saleh Sar to Pol Pot. He was so extreme that the North Vietnamese government, which they were a unified Vietnam at the time, just for a few years, they came and disposed of him because he was just that out of control. He didn't want to have a postal service. He wanted to demolish the postal service is one of the things he wanted to do. No sense of private property, none. Everything was to be collectivized under him. That's why there was world celebrations when Pol Pot died. And now when he was overthrown, he really didn't go, he really wasn't executed or anything like that. He really went to the jungles, and just hid out there, until he died, basically of an old age. So, anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.